Now, the rest of the story.
Well, I'm just about done for the day. I am done for the day. And I know it's June or the end of June and I'm still wearing a sweatshirt. But looking back, okay, I just noticed something. If I don't do it right now, I'm not going to do it. Looking back, like on old pictures and stuff, you know, you don't really think about it. It's June. It's supposed to be warm out, right? And June is my favorite month, by the way. Not like we're trying to keep score or anything. But June is the month I always look forward to. And I know it looks silly walking around in southwest Wisconsin with a sweatshirt on. But for burning around on the four-wheeler like I have been, between the bugs, the sweatshirt actually helps keep the bugs off of you. It also helps when you're going down in some of these low areas, especially now where it's 8 o'clock at night and where the sun is actually setting. We're getting down into the upper 50s at night, and the temperature swings are quite noticeable when it actually does start warming up and cooling down in the morning and night. 10 degrees in about 45 minutes to an hour. I mean, I can get up in the morning, and in the time it takes me to, well, really get Relina ready and then get my coffee, it's already like from 57 to like 66. So it's noticeable. And I don't know, personally, I feel like that's a good thing because we are getting up in the 70s and the 80s, and they are calling for more of that kind of weather going forward here. One of the downsides to the wings is I don't want to hit the 40-20. Perfect. I don't care what anybody says. I like the gull wings. I mean, yes, thanks for the heads up for the person that said that they like to keep on all these little creaks and crevices all around the doors. Likes to hold on to dirt. Knowing that beforehand was a very valuable slice of information. But with the corn, beans, whatever, I don't think that really matters to the beans. But for the corn, it's getting the heat to really grow the crop. We had the moisture last Saturday, so I mean, I just got done talking to my buddy Ryan, and he just said the same thing. The rain for him, he said his corn just took off overnight, and he says it's looking great. Same thing with ours. A lot of ours has that nice deep green color. Got some tissue samples back. I'm kind of surprised I'm low on potash on one of my high yielding fields. And the problem is we put it down, so we're wondering if there's an uptake issue or what's going on there. But at least when it's cooling off at night, that it's allowing those corn plants to cool back down, and as opposed to just staying, hot and miserable all day long. So I'm over here by the 569. My videos have been posting quite regularly here as far as the stuff that's down at the valley, and a pretty common statement, not even a question, I'm getting is backing up is terrible. Backing up with a round baler, why would you bother? Why do you do that? We have to. The 569 has a kicker on it. I had the intentions of using the kicker on the 569. We used it for one bale. Broke a spring, which if you look in the light, that spring, focus, was already giving. You can see it's about a third of the way rusted out. So that's a pre-existing issue when we bought this baler. I'm going to replace it, don't get me wrong. In southwest Wisconsin, this is called the driftless region. So the driftless region means that there's a lot of hills. There's not a whole lot for flat level ground, like I've said numerous times before, but I see I'm getting some new viewers. The valley, the bottom itself, and then I guess part of the bench and the neighbor's place. But that is hands down the most level ground that we farm. The 569, it sits higher than the 566, and I noticed that when I was baling those pastures out at my brother's place, that with the kicker disengaged, it's not throwing the bales. The bales coming out of the chamber, or the back end, dropping, the 2 feet or so out the back, that's a heck of a ramp of a good start of a roll when it comes to dropping out of the back of the gate. And I had a couple moments where I was grinding my teeth because, like I said, those pastures in particular, it's basically downhill on all three of the 4 sides of those pastures. And the bales, when they come out of that, they are usually moving. They're moving really good. This big percoless baler it does make some really nice tight round bales. And the problem with the kicker, we used it down at the valley, was backed up. Well, didn't have to back up, but we backed up just because of habit. Did the kicker. The baler was sitting downhill like this, all right? Kicked the bale out, and in the time it took for the end gate to open up and get about halfway down, the bale was already coming back into the back of my baler. We stopped, and obviously the end gate isn't destroyed, but I'm not a proponent for kickers. My problem is it would have worked all right on the bottom in the level. It would have worked all right with end gate or the baler pointed uphill. And the problem is the bales coming out are already coming out with enough roll to them that kicker is just encouraging them to go that much faster downhill. And the problem is we did actually have a couple that up on the waterways without the kicker where they get moving really fast. And there are areas down there where if you drop this out with the kicker on, it wouldn't have taken a whole lot of luck or misfortune, however you want to look at it, where I could have totally seen bales dropping out of the back of this and going right into the river. We're not flat. We don't have the terrain to justify a kicker. I don't see many people around here that run kickers. I'm more of an individual that I would rather back up and turn the bale uphill, downhill, crossways, or wherever I'm at. And I actually drop the bale out of the back without picking end gate all the way up. I'd actually use the end gate to stop the bale from rolling, from taking off on me. And then I'll pick it up the rest of the way and pull ahead. The kicker, I could have left it engaged for Ryan, but the problem is when you're making so many bales throughout the day, you're going to have moments where you're going to have a lapse of judgment, and you're going to be pointing this uphill, kick the bale out, and you're not going to realize that bale could potentially come back and hit you. And I did not go to all the trouble of getting this baler on this farm to have the back end all dinged up and destroyed from carelessness, from a lapse of judgment. I don't want to say it's outright being careless. So I got a little bit of wrap there. I do not. That is my brother's. That's actually Dad and Ryan's roll. So we did Ryan found out in an unfortunate manner that you have to be careful putting a partially used roll of net wrap up on the storage rack up here. Reason being is because he lost this, which we found this in the bottom of a bale, kind of entangled in the net wrap. I got a couple spares here where I lost the end of this. It actually unrolled. Better shut this too, shouldn't I? It unrolled and it destroyed about a third of a roll of net wrap. The only glimpse of of hope that I have is that I think I can go through and pull like maybe 100, 200 feet off of it. I'm hoping. I haven't even tried it yet. And I'll be able to salvage as much of that roll as possible because I'm cheap. Well, largely just because I'm one of those things where if I paid how many hundreds of dollars for one of these rolls, I'm going to use it. And here it is. And to add insult to injury, you guys, I know you guys don't recognize this roll. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Yep. It's schnooked. The reason I say that, okay, look at this. Okay, look at all the net wrap there. Looking down across there doesn't seem too bad, but now I'm seeing why Ryan had the panic in his tone when he called me and told me about this. Look at this. Yeah. I'm probably gonna try. But I'm probably not gonna try for very long because if it's that uneven across that roll, I'd like to know how that happened. I wish I would have seen it when he found it. This is my free roll that I got with it in the back of the 569 when they brought it. So much for my free roll and net wrap. So 566 is back together. I went through and put these chains back on. And the reason I'm talking about a lot of this stuff is because I made this video that I'm doing right now. Really? You ever get the feeling where everything you touch just starts falling apart? So speaking of things I gotta fix that tomorrow. Which, it's not a fix, is it? Just push it back in there. And I gotta hit that with a hammer. The hinges actually came loose on it, so the door was hanging weird. We put the new hinges on, and that did that. Went through, got John Deere roller chain put on here. The old stuff was the stuff we always used to get, but for some reason, I think it's a quality thing, because I was talking to a couple local guys that used to and have been using that same roller chain from the same place, and one guy said that he was using it on his pull type chopper. He was going through one of those roller chains every 2 loads, and then they had to go put a new chain on. So I don't know what the deal is. I've never seen it before. Dad thinks it's wasn't tempered, because this little chain gave first, which I'm not sure what gave on it, but it was pretty messed up. This one, I think it's still over here. I'll show it to you really quick. The reason Dad says that it wasn't hardened properly, it's a manufacturing defect, was because I've never seen this on a roller chain before. But this right here, I've never seen a roller chain do that. That's a new one to me. And when I saw that told me that we had more going wrong there than just a connector breaking or a connector falling apart or something. There's definitely something wrong there. So I don't know what these 2 chains cost me. Yep, I paid for them. It's worth it. Start going through and getting the heavier John Deere chain. I'm wondering if we shouldn't just go get like the bulk rolls of like the 60 heavy and with the 50 chain, like the 2 general chains that we typically are using around here, and just get a roll of it that we can just cut off the length we need. I think we'd actually have less waste than what we normally have anyway. But overall, the baler did run good. The roller chain was the downfall. I really don't think I can blame that on the 566. I don't really see that's the baler's fault. So that's all I got for this. I'm gonna worry about that in the morning, and then keep reminding myself of things I got to work on. But I got to replace that tire too because the tires wore out. So I'm still going through and working on stuff. I've made a big, long, intricate video yesterday, about everything I was doing on that, and the rain that we had, the rainy day I had yesterday, I already went through and did that. I'm hoping I can still do some cultivating on that field, but I got to talk to Andrew tomorrow. And the 7600, the 46, the 82, the 4020 to a certain degree, all 4 of the workhorses need to be worked on. The deer steer needs to be greased. Dad went through and already did the filters on it. Need to clean the cab out. A bunch of the planter stuff needs to be picked up. A lot of it is it's just that June rush where we're going to have a little bit of a lull period after the 1st of July, between first and second cut. We still have our new seeding to do and a bunch of grass waterways, which we'll be able to do in, let's just say, 2 days. And then I'm actually looking forward to a chance to do some of the odds and ends around here, because it's pretty much been, like always, nonstop from March, April until now. And then you get that summer coasting where the crops have been sprayed and taken care of, and then you just worry about making hay until harvest. So, and then the 9770 has a bunch of work that needs to be done to it too. Well, I'll show all that to you if you guys are interested. So my problem is I don't like doing too many shop work videos because they're kind of dull, even to me. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you later.